So I have a question for all the women out there, all the women who might be watching this video. I guarantee that all of you have that one friend, at least one. She's beautiful. She's intelligent, smart as hell, an incredible academic. Men drool over her. She could have any guy she wants, yet she always dates Mr. Wrong. And there's times where you're scratching your head, like you cannot understand how your friend, your family member, your BFF, whoever she may be, why she has such horrible, horrible taste in men. That you know she could get any guy. Guys are always after her, but when it comes to choosing who she goes after, she chooses Mr. Wrong over and over again. Now for us guys, we all know girls like this, and we complain about it all the time. We have girls that we used to like, we have family members, we have friends where we look at them and we're like, we want to shake them, like, why are you dating these deadbeats? And this is something that has been, we've scratched our heads about, both genders, for the longest time. Why do so many women go after assholes, date the wrong type of guys? And funny enough, I just read an article that science is being used to explain exactly that. Why women date assholes, jerks, the wrong guys. There's actually some science behind it, and it has to do with ovulation. Now, not to exempt men, we date bitches. Many of us have dated bitches. There's even books, best-selling books, so millions of copies about why men date bitches. But it's a lot, it's not really that complex when it comes to men. I dated a bitch in the past, and she was hot. I put up with a lot of her crap because she was hot and I enjoyed sleeping with her. I got other buddies who date bitchy women too, and it's also because they're attractive. Other men will date bitchy women because it's a challenge, the taming of the shrew type of mindset. But ultimately, the difference between dating a bitchy or just really stupid woman and dating an asshole and really stupid guy is that with a bitchy woman, at most you get attitude, she plays some mind games, you have to deal with her attitude in public, whoopie-doo, she holds out on sex, maybe, I don't know. Really, there's not that many massive ramifications for us. But for women, and we've all known girls who've gone through some horrible relationships with some assholes, that they have to deal with being abused and assaulted, beaten, raped, verbal abuse, even being prostituted out by their boyfriends. Like, it's just the multitude of things that could go wrong when girls date Mr. Wrong are far worse than things that could go wrong with Miss Wrong, if a guy dates the wrong type of girl. But beyond that, let's get to the article. And I'm going to read you this article that I found in a paper. It was a small little article, and it's about a study from the University of San Antonio. And even before I read this, I'm going to let all you know that it's female researchers doing this. So before anyone jumps on after what I read on this, that, oh, this must be male chauvinist pigs doing this study. No, the lead researcher is female. But let me read this. Researchers have discovered why women fall for jerks. Science figures out why many women go after Mr. Wrong. A study from the University of Texas at San Antonio has found hormones produced near ovulation may influence women to pursue long-term relationships with bad boys. Previous research has shown in the week near ovulation, women become attracted to rebellious and handsome men. Until now, it was unclear why many women would ever think that it's wise to pursue long-term relationships with men that they know are bad for them. Now, I was reading on with this, and pretty much what they did is that they took a group of women together, two different groups. They got women near ovulation, a good-sized group of them, and group number one, they gave them online profiles. So I guess before they were ovulating, they gave them online profiles of both complete assholes and good, decent men, judging by how they write their profile, and of course having the pictures with them, and got them to decide who they would actually go out with, or at least give a chance to. Now, before ovulation, it would be varied. Some women would give more, like, I guess, nice guys the chance based on their profiles, would be more impressed with it. But funny enough, they found that when they were within that week of ovulation, the choices of Mr. Wrong, many of the women would choose these guys as their main choice of guys to date. And then these researchers took it a step further and got women together with physical guys, actually like a kind of meet and greet thing, all staged. Certain guys were supposed to play the role of the assholes, certain guys were supposed to play the roles of the good guys, and yet again, during the week of ovulation, researchers found that the bulk of these women, from different ethnicities, different age groups, all that, would again take interest in the good-looking bad boy types in these meet and greets, and would actually ignore the good guys. And I'm sure there's a lot more to this study than what is in this small article here, but I think that's interesting that there's a science to this, that when it's time to actually pretty much make an egg and you're at that reproductive part of your cycle where, okay, you know, the body's telling you this is that threshold to procreate and, you know, produce new life, that many females, and not all, but many females have that mindset that, you know, the bad boy, the big buffed and chiseled guy is Mr. Right, and they would justify how this guy would be the right type of match. And I've seen this before, actually reading this article, some of this actually does make sense to me. Because I've seen with friends and even family members of mine in the past where, you know, I have a front row seat since they're close to me, that I could see the type of guys that they've dated and the ones that they are currently dating. And I've seen them make some horrible choices, and I'm sitting there asking them, why are you dating this asshole? Like, you know his history, you see how he is. And they would go out of their way and justify and make up excuses about why this guy is Mr. Right. And what this study is showing is that internally, many women, during the time when it's time to procreate and the body's saying let's make some kids, something inside is telling these women that, you know what, Mr. Wrong is who would be the best match for me. And let's take it a step further. Let's look at history. Throughout history, men have always been attracted to women for their looks. You know, there's no shock and surprise. It doesn't matter if it's the Victorian age, the medieval age, you know, from way back when, the Stone Age, we've always been attracted to looks, and we also like women who will nurture us and take care of us and whatnot. And there's no shock or surprise there. Now, women dating men based on personality is actually quite a new thing. Way back, I'm talking about pre-1800s and even before that, you know, women were not only forced into certain relationships and marriages, but if women had the choice, they would go after men that are either very rich and well taken care of, so they can be taken care of, or go after men who were physically buffed. It wasn't necessarily looks, but physically strong, because the mentality is the strong man, and not even the mentality, the truth is back then, when you have to work the fields and do what needs to be done and be protected, it was the strong muscular man that would take care of you. So, you know, the whole idea of going after personality and guys who will, you know, treat you right and all that is frankly a new thing. That for most of history, women went after guys who either strong enough to take care of them or were wealthy enough to take care of them. And so what this is saying is that that kind of mentality still hasn't gone away. That women during the time of ovulation will look at a group of men and say, well, that guy there, you know, he's a womanizer, but, you know, look how good looking and strong he is. He'll make beautiful kids and he will protect me. And, you know, there's a thrill to danger, because, yeah, he'll do this, he'll shoot that guy and beat up that guy, but he will protect me, type of thing. And I've seen girls do this and use this justification. And the same thing goes with wealth, that, you know, a lot of girls fool themselves that the rich celebrity or multimillionaire will, you know, fool around with other girls and cheat on other girls, but with her, he will stay faithful to her. So, but again, I'm not a scientist, I'm not pretending to know all the answers, but I just found this article fascinating because, yeah, we've all scratched our head, both men and women, on why so many females out there, young, old, date horrible men. You know, this is fascinating. I'm sure there's going to be even more studies. And like I said, tell me what you think and what theories you may have, because science is not completely absolute, and I'm not saying this is 100% accurate, but at least someone's looking into this and something worth pondering over. So you guys take care, and for all you women out there, you know what, there are good guys out there. I'll say it over and over. There are good, decent men out there that will treat you right. They're not the most buffed, you know, they're not the richest, but if you could go past that kind of shallow stuff that's considered male shallow, you will find a good, decent guy out there. So all the best to all of you. Take care.